The woman who sold me her house kept showing up with her whole family for Sunday dinner because it is their tradition. So I served them a meal they'll never forget. I saved for 11 years to buy a house. 11 years of renting apartments with walls so thin I could hear my neighbor's alarm clock every morning. 11 years of putting money away every paycheck and telling myself it would be worth it. When I finally found the house I wanted, I almost could not believe it was in my budget. It was a 3-bedroom with a big kitchen and a backyard with a patio and a fireplace in the living room. The seller was this older woman named Dottie, who kept saying how hard it was to let the house go. She told me during the walkthrough that her family had Sunday dinners there every week for over 20 years. I told her that was really sweet. She teared up and said she hoped I would love the house as much as her family did. I closed on it in March and moved in the first week of April. I spent the whole first weekend setting everything up. I bought new furniture. I painted 2 of the bedrooms. I deep cleaned the kitchen and stocked the fridge. By Sunday, I was exhausted and just wanted to sit on my couch and do nothing. Then the doorbell rang. I opened the door and Dottie was standing there with a casserole dish. Behind her was a man about my age, a woman holding a baby, an older man with a cane, and 2 teenagers. Dottie smiled and said they were here for Sunday dinner. I thought she meant she was bringing me a housewarming meal, so I thanked her and reached for the dish. She walked right past me into the house. The whole family followed. They went straight to the dining room and started pulling chairs out. The older man sat at the head of the table like it was assigned seating. One of the teenagers opened my fridge and grabbed a drink without asking. I stood in my own hallway trying to figure out what just happened. Dottie came back out and told me they do Sunday dinner every week and that it was a family tradition, and she assumed I would not mind. I told her I was not expecting guests and I did not have food ready for 7 people. She said that was fine. They brought the casserole, and I just needed to provide the sides and drinks. I just needed to provide the sides and drinks in my house that I just bought from her. I was too shocked to do anything, so I kind of just let it happen that first time. They stayed for 3 hours. The teenagers left crumbs everywhere. The man with the cane fell asleep in my recliner. The woman with the baby changed a diaper on my new couch. When they finally left, Dottie told me she would see me next Sunday. I did not say anything because I honestly thought it was a one-time thing, and she was just being sentimental. The next Sunday, they showed up again. This time, the man my age, whose name was Reggie, brought a cooler and put his drinks in my fridge to make room. He moved my stuff to the back like it was his kitchen. Dottie brought another casserole and asked me why I did not have rolls ready. I told her I did not know they were coming again. She looked at me like I was crazy and said she told me this was every week. I told her politely that I was not comfortable with this being a regular thing. She got real quiet and then said the house was built for family gatherings and that she sold it to me because I seemed like someone who would honor that. I told her I bought a house, not a tradition. She started crying. Reggie stepped in and told me I should not make his mother feel bad because this was her home for 30 years and the least I could do was let them have 1 meal a week. The least I could do. I paid for this house. Every wall, every tile, every inch of that yard was mine because I spent 11 years making sure it would be. After they left, I called my buddy Nate and told him what was going on. He told me to change my locks, which I had already done after closing, but that did not matter because they did not have a key. They just showed up and rang the bell and waited until I opened it. The next Sunday, I did not answer the door. They rang it 9 times. Dottie called my phone. Reggie walked around the house and knocked on the back door. The woman with the baby sat on my porch for 40 minutes. Eventually they left, but Dottie sent me a message saying she was very hurt and that I was being selfish with a house that held decades